Kia ora. Welcome to another video where I'm going to put together the process of a page that I'm creating. So here I've got some of the papers from the Close to My Heart Beary Christmas range, and I really love the watercolour effect on that blue paper, but I decided to use the spotty paper as well because the theme of this layout is a little bit about spots and stripes, which was the preferred dress-up choice at a volleyball tournament we took the kids to. So I've pre-cut some of the white cardstock just to frame each of these photos. I have printed one of them at full size, which is the one of my daughter Alicia with the blue skirt, and I printed the other with 2:1 on my Canon selfie. So they're a little bit smaller. I'd already pre-decided I wanted to stitch on the strip, but it was just whether I put the strip vertically, horizontally, top, bottom, right or left. So I had to play around with the photos and the placement to find what I liked. And I eventually decided to put it this way here with the strip across the bottom. So I sent to the Cricut some titles. So I've got Word of Life here, and that's cut with the Artistry cartridge. So that's WOL, which stands for Word of Life. And I've also got volleyball there because that's what the tournament was about. The lettering doesn't stand out very well from the page, so soon I will outline those so that they jump out a bit more. On the same cut, I sent it to cut some circles of different sizes just to carry on that spots thinking, and I cut off a zip strip here from an older paper pack because the spots again just matched the socks beautifully, and so I decided to use that. So here I am outlining those letters just to make them stand out more from the page. I didn't want them to be the main feature, I wanted the photos to stand out, so that's why I went for the grey, which is the back of that spotty paper. So on these circles I'm going to add more spots from one of our previous stamp sets. I think it's confetti something or other, but it's just got a series of spots. They're thicker at the top, thinner at the bottom. So I'm using the Archival black ink here because the plan is to paint with the watercolour paints over the top, just so that they're not just black and white circles. That would be too bold and dominant for this page. So I'm using the watercolour paint here, just testing to make sure it doesn't run, but using the Archival black means that that doesn't happen. So I've painted all of these circles, and you'll see that I've actually painted some red ones as well. And as I go to place them on here, I decide that I'm going to stick with the yellow and blue. So Word of Life is a parachurch organisation, and they run outreach events which include soccer and volleyball in this area, and they run camps and they do youth outreach trips overseas, which hopefully Cartier will be joining in on next year. And so just playing with placement here of these pages, I decided to put the spotty circles up the side on the right there. It just added a balance, and I'm using the Tombow tape runner here to stick all of these down. So just moving it around, it's not a precise science, but it's just about being visually balanced and appealing. So adhering the photos down to the white cardstock and placing these back where I sort of wanted them to sit on the page. So the way I chose to put the photos in the end is I've got one of each of the children across the top. They're not really children anymore, they're all teenagers, but they're still my children, I guess. So I've placed them along the top, and then I've just got some close-ups of the spotty and stripy socks that each of the girls were wearing. Typical son didn't want to wear the dress-ups like the others all did. And so just replacing each of those bits. I'm surprised that those dots made it through and I didn't have to cut any more. So I'm using our glue here just to stick that down onto the page, and I've stuck that down. It felt like it needed a little bit more, so I grabbed out some ribbons and some sequins to choose the colours that would add to the page, add balance and add interest. So I've selected some here, and then I've stuck them down that you can see just scattered like confetti across the side. So here I am doing some journaling about going to the volleyball tournament. Normally we've joined with another church group because we have only got our 3 teenagers here that we drive to. So these tournaments are sort of 2.5 hours away, but this time we were able to put our own team in. And knowing that we weren't great at volleyball, Katya and Alicia went out and got some dress ups, and we actually came away with the trophy for best dressed, which is pretty cool. Thanks for watching.